Book. It's Steven, and let me check that we are in fact live. And I'm just waiting for it to show that I'm live, and then we can go ahead with the show. And say hello to Tish. I know Corinda was here earlier, so hello to Corinda if you're watching. And I'm just going to make sure that we are live. Yes, we are live. So I can close all the other tabs apart from Messenger, where I'm awaiting a message, and go live. At this moment in time, it's looking rather quiet, so I'm going to say welcome to hello everybody, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining me today, Tuesday the 12th of June 2018, and quite it's going to be remembered as one of the very special days of President Trump's tenure, because in actual fact, the meeting that's going on in Singapore at the moment between the North Korean president and President Trump is actually showing some good results. And I welcome my first guest of the day and say hello to 3, 2, 1. Hello, Diana.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm good. We've got sound and vision. All is good. And how are you today?
I am fabulous.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Now, can you tell us about your show?
I actually am a newbie. So I'm I'm doing them, and other people don't seem to think that I look like I'm terrified, but I actually am. And I feel like sometimes my voice is shaking, but I talk about predominantly, I have a couple of different areas that I talk about how to do things. Like I've done a show on how to edit a picture that you want to use in an ad. I've done that. I did one the other day on how to set up a bot for using the QR code. And the other end of the spectrum that I talk about is health and wellness. Those are my passions, marketing and health and wellness.
And welcome also to the show, Jason, who said he was going to join me. So now we are 3, and I'll bring 3 of us on screen. Jason, meet Diana. Diana, meet Jason if you've not met before.
Hi, Jason.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good.
Okay. All right. Now, we've got a topic for today suggested by Jason. So shall we run with it, Jason?
Sure.
And today's topic is content creation. Do you want to start us off?
Content creation is what I do for a living. I produce content for all different sizes of brands on the East Coast over here in the States. And I've been doing it for 15 years. And it's a hurdle for many clients, for many people that want to build a brand, that want to get sales, that want to get a following. But it's a hurdle that can be jumped with some basic knowledge. That's my belief in it. But yeah, content creation I'm kind of passionate about it because I do it on a daily basis.
Right. So we're talking corporates here.
For me?
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of corporate shoots. Very rarely do I do, creative like narrative or short films. My bread and butter is basically, corporate shoots.
Right. Now, interestingly, you say you're doing shoots, but they're not on Facebook, are they?
No, they're not. All of my brands, I have not come across one yet that wants to go to Facebook. They all want to go to YouTube because majority of them, that's where their IT feels more comfortable.
Okay. So how does the process start? And Dan, if you've got questions, please ask of Jason.
Okay, great, because I do.
Really, first establish what your goal is before getting into. For me, this is how I approach it. Establish what your goal is. Is it to inform or is it to entertain? I know that you can inform while being entertaining, but yet the overall goal is to inform. For like a training video. So it doesn't matter what kind of flavoring you put on it, it's still to inform someone. Or unless, obviously, the vice versa. If you're entertaining, it's strictly just to entertain. There is no, goal except for just that. Once you kind of have that, then you try to find out what platform, at least I do with my clients, what platform do they feel more comfortable on, so they can recognize quickly once the content's created, their ROI. They can understand how it works, how people are liking and following, and they can get the most out of it because they can understand it. And then we get into creating the content, whether it be graphics, audio, podcasting, video, that kind of stuff.
You make it all sound so easy.
It really is.
It really is when you've been doing it for 15 years. That's the rub. Diana, do you have a question?
I do have a question. I hope that you'll answer. I actually am launching a new product right now, and I have been wanting to come up with some kind of an ad for Facebook or a video. I have the ability to do videos, but I'm like, the paper stays blank. I'm not coming up with any ideas, and I feel totally lost when it comes to promote. I've promoted things on Facebook, not successfully, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Sure.
Is that something that you do? Besides, do you just create the content, or do you help people know where to put it and how?
A little bit of where to put it and how, but majority of my clients, my client work is they already kind of, have a comfort zone of where they want to put it, where they feel like it's going to be best used. And then we can go from there and place it other places to kind of test market. If anyone, to me, the way I look at it is, if anyone feels like they know they know without a doubt, it's this, and this. That's not where my belief is in creating content. I believe it's a lot of testing, test market, see what works, see what doesn't, and grow from there. But what did you say again that you needed to create for a course, or?
No, it's a new product launch. I'm actually in network marketing.
Okay.
And I have a product that is really, honestly, this is not exaggerating. It's superior to anything else out there that has ever been on the market. And it is weight loss. We are literally seeing like a pound a day, which is unbelievable. There's never been anything that's equal to what we have in history. But I don't know how to, without, I have to be careful about exaggerating. And yet, I've got some, I won't even tell the far side of what we've experienced because it sounds like exaggerating. I just don't know how to do, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I can say without breaking any rules.
You can't break, okay. I would love to throw in my 2 little pesos. First off, let me say that opinions, I have a thought and a view on opinions. So I want whatever I say for you to take it with a grain of salt, because opinions to me are like little bitty buttholes. Everyone has one. Some just more stinkier than others. Creating your content needs to be from you, and that's the only way that it can be. As far as, the very first thing that you said at the beginning was, a pound a day and the success in it. You saw that, so that was the most knee-jerk statement that you immediately connect to, and it was you didn't think about it. It was just there. That factor is just awesome to you, and to me as a content creator, I would hone in on that. What's the strongest point that you feel, and build from that. I'm actually going to do a medical shoot for a local healthcare network in my area, and they have a weight loss programs along with the surgery, and they want to get the community to know what they have to offer and the success stories that they actually do have. And of course, they come to me with, we have these doctors and these processes, and this medical, awesome achievements, and here are our patients. And my first initial thought was, well, the only relative piece to a viewer on your content that you want to inform that you're doing these things and you have it for the community is to get those testimonials. So we're going to hone in on someone speaking from experience, of what they've gone through.
On my product, do you guys mind if we talk about this? Is it helpful to other people or not?
Yeah, I think it's relevant to everyone because selling is what we're subtly trying to do. Just say hello to Robert, and Robert, join in when you feel like
Hi,
it.
Robert.
Oh, no, I wanted to definitely hear what Jason was talking about because whenever Jason starts off with my 2 cents, it's always going to be juicy.
Yeah.
It also may be against the grain, but it's always juicy.
Yeah.
Yep. Usually is against the grain. Yeah.
Because Jason's more of, like he said, he takes the idea and turns it into the film, whereas mine is more on the strategy and what you were talking more about.
Oh, so I'm loving this. Well, one of the things that is a real plus is I do have 3 doctors who have approved it, and it's really hard to get doctors to approve anything, but one of the doctors is a functional medicine. He treats with food. And he said, I see this as a really great tool for my patients who can't stick to a diet. They don't have the willpower. And that's one of the things that this product does is it actually, I'm a carb addict and it has turned me into a normal person who doesn't eat a bag of donuts. I mean, I became obese because of what I ate and I had no control. This actually helps me to feel like I ate the donuts, but I didn't. So that's one of the things that it does. I even have a cardiologist who approved it for one of his patients, and we have a physician's assistant who is the only doctor type in a small town. She's using it. So to say that we have doctors that are using and approving, I think that should be a plus, shouldn't it? Or not?
Definitely.
Is that something people care about?
Definitely, but you started off with I want to create some ads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going under, and you said I don't want to break the rules type of situation.
Yeah, like Facebook has rules.
Yeah, Facebook's got rules, and keywords will break those rules, such as the word diet.
Yeah. Oh, it really is.
That has an ad that says something about the word diet in it. 99% of the time, it's not going to go through. And if it does get through, the reach is going to be minimal.
Okay.
Diet, alcohol, tobacco, there are certain elements on the ad system. And even with video, where Jason comes involved, with YouTube, they're getting away from guns. They're not allowing these things on there anymore. Because there is, yes, we can say we have a doctor saying, we all watch the infomercials at 2 a.m. because Jason and I are both up that time anyway. But sometimes we even talk to each other. But we see the infomercial and you see like the doctors giving their promo and you see the little thing on it that says the doctor, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Nobody knows really what they're a doctor of or anything like that.
Yeah.
They can get away with it on the TV because they're doing it. They have their legal sets in place. But when you're talking social media, we're in a whole new realm of media. And there's keywords they don't want in there. You can't be salesy in it. And the salesy part of it is not even Facebook. It's the people.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, even with live streaming, the Live Hub, cross-promoting, doing all this stuff, people do not go on social media to be sold. They're not looking for things to be sold to.
Yeah.
They're looking for information, to educate themselves or to be entertained. Because that's all Steven does is entertain everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But,
True. I'm not saying anything.
Last week is top hat and tails. So it's all about what I had written earlier, and I know Steven put it up. It's all about the strategy, because 99% of people go on social media business-wise to make sales. But believe it or not, that's not the reason to be on social media. Sales is the result of using this tool, whether it's a video, whether it's an ad, whether it's whatever else. There's
notes here.
It's kind of like a funnel system, and I think Jason can relate to this. There's a lot of links along a chain. So you got your ad that brings you to a landing page that might have a great video on it, that has all the information, that brings you to the next step, brings you to the shopping cart.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those links is out of whack, meaning doesn't help to convert, doesn't help to educate,
mm-hmm.
the whole system is down. It could be from your first link to the middle links to the end link. I had one person had a great funnel. Their shopping cart, excuse the expression, sucked. It was like they had to do like 6 things to get to the shopping cart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they lost people. So you want to make it simple, but at the same point, educational. And that's where live streaming, where I've met Steven and Jason and a bunch of others, has come into place. Because you can get on screen or off screen as an overview, if you don't like being on the camera, and literally educate people about things. And if they want more information, you can set up a chatbot on it where they can click and get information. You can say, here's the link in the comments. Go check out more information. Or better yet, people that respond, like we got Bobby Stamps here, we got Troy Humphrey here, we got people here. You go back to your live stream and you can send private messages to each of these people. So it's all about the time you want to put in regarding social. I'm a true believer that for every platform you're on, you should be spending an hour a day on that platform. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be an hour one shot. Because, Jason and I, get out of the bed, we go to the bathroom, and our phones are in our hand, and we're checking them. That's 5 minutes right there. So Jason's like, well, maybe 5.
I don't go anywhere near a computer until I've had my second coffee. That
really?
Works for me.
My phone is right next to my bed at 6 in the morning. My phone alarm goes off, and the first thing I do is hit the alarm, and the phone's already in my hand.
Mm-hmm. I do the same thing.
While it's in my hand, groggy-eyed, let's see what happened overnight on Facebook. So it's all about setting a strategy, and there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and it is simple if you know the checklist and guideline to do it. So it's knowing your target, knowing the market, knowing what you're good at. When I mean what you're good at, are you better on camera or are you better writing? Then which platform is best for you? Some people do shy away, like Jason said, from Facebook. Facebook is very oversaturated right now. That doesn't mean it's not good, but it's just you got to be different to stand out, not be part of the noise. MLM, health, big right now. There's so many of them. There's Thrive. There's Isogenics. There's so many of them out there. And the problem with the MLMs that they're having these days right now is that everybody takes the information from corporate, because corporate makes these great videos and these great graphics. Mm-hmm. And then 150,000 people put them all out on social media. Yeah. And they're all the same.
Yeah.
So being different is good.
Yeah.
Just to go with the thread of this at the moment, we've said that outright advertising isn't going to work because people are going to walk away. They're going to shy away. They're not interested. What they want to do is be educated and informed. And rather than overtly selling, you ask them, as Robert said, to go to a bot. Just type in a keyword and it goes off to Messenger. Then you can have a conversation with the people. But it comes around to the fact that if you've got a show, how are you going to get people to watch it?
I have an idea that I want to run by you guys and see what you think. I actually was allowed to talk inside of a group, and it was a group of people who struggle with weight loss. And people who struggle with weight loss, a lot of them are carb addicts. I actually didn't expect this to happen, but I literally sobbed throughout the whole time I was talking because it was so emotional to me to say out loud. I could cry telling you guys that I am a carb addict. I literally, prior to this product, was out of control, zero control. I'm wondering if I used that video or part of it, would that help people to listen? Would that?
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go. I want to hear Jason. Go.
Go, Jason.
So Robert is completely right when I sometimes go against the grain because you knew I was going to come.
That's why I like talking to Jason too, because Jason and I talk a lot sometimes through Messenger, and we can run things by each other just to get an opinion that might be the opposite of what we're thinking.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean I'll listen to them, but I just want to hear about it because somebody else may bring it up.
Absolutely. My approach to that, and kind of to answer your question with the video or any content, is that strategy is good. You want to have that, but to me, you can have all the strategy in the world but if you haven't created the content to put out there to implement that strategy, you're still dead in the water. And I don't go in with this is what we need to do. I know your company, because I don't. I'm usually not in my client's industry. So I don't come in as a know-it-all that I know, this or that. So I'm looking for the story. I'm looking for the connection, because you never know what someone is going to tap into. Mm-hmm. You can say you do, and everyone can say that, this story will be the most successful. And sure, cats and dogs, people love to see them, but people also want to hear you or hear genuineness, right? Uh-huh. And so, to me, my approach is find the story, find the connection, find the strong thing that my clients can stand on for the longevity, because even though you make the content and even though you implement the strategy, that doesn't mean you're going to have a huge wave of traffic. You got to go for the long haul. And what is it that you're going to stand on? What's the point that excites you on your product, or what's the point that excites you in your business? For example, I had a client come over, and he was a roofing company, and he asked that I help him create content for their company. They had absolutely no strategy, no idea what they wanted to do, but I knew that his passion for roofing was something I've never seen before. I mean, he basically said roofing is the most important decision you ever make in your home because it covers you. And I was like, there it is. His passion, even though it doesn't connect with everybody, that's what he's going to be able to stand on. And so I honed in on that and went to his house and just basically set up a camera and just started asking questions, because I'm hunting for that story, for that nugget that people are going to tap into. Just like the lady, what was her name, Robert? The lady with the mask, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Chewbacca mom, Jane.
Yeah. Who knew? But it was the genuine. For me, it was the genuine gut laugh that I couldn't help it. Watch it over and over again. So you never know what someone's going to tap into, but you got to create the content to test it. You got to see what people tap into.
Yeah, no. Well, what Jason's saying 100% is that you're passionate about this. It shows by the way you keep talking about it.
Yep.
But it's having that interview or having that conversation with somebody that's going to be helping you, or if that's the case, you're doing it on your own, but really understanding that sometimes you need that outside person just to talk to see what the words, what the, because we all have taglines if you think about it. What is that tagline you're passionate about? It's usually that's, it's the name of your company in this tagline, which is what you are going to do. And it's finding what that tagline is and what that story is about, that you are passionate. From there, now you take that into your strategy,
right,
of how you're going to make your videos, coordinating it with that, how you're going to make your graphics, coordinating it with. So in all sense, social media as a whole, live streaming included, you're branding your passion.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason was branding the passion of that roofer.
mm-hmm.
And that's what sells. Because I mean, we have a dad's group up here in my town. I'm sure many towns have mom's group, dad's group, we have a dad's group. And a guy just put up there, in fact, this is funny, Jason, I may screenshot it to send it to you. It was about a roofer. And this guy, that's why when you said it, I started to chuckle. This guy said, I have to give, he was given a recommendation, just saying, I barfed at this guy that was recommended to me because he was the most expensive quote.
So was mine. Most expensive.
But when I had him on the phone and he asked to come over and talk to me to go over things, and we sat at the table and he went line by line, the quality of the material, this, that. He showed him the passion that it was. After he chose him, 3 weeks later, he got a phone call from him. He didn't say, how is your roof doing? He said, how is my roof doing? Think of the one word change. He was so, I did that work. That was my work, and I want to know how it's doing. He's more expensive, but he showed his quality, his service, his everything about it, and he's getting recommended all over. And all the cheap guys are like, why am I getting? I'm so much cheaper than him. It's not necessarily about the money.
Yeah. Now, I have to tell you, though, my client with the roofing company, he really did not feel comfortable getting on camera. It was a real struggle. And, what my rate was for him, it just added even more, I can tell I've been doing this long enough to know when I put a camera in front of someone, they're relaxed, ready to go. They need to be coached, or I need to distract them to get them to talk. Mm-hmm. And he really, really struggled. But it was when he kind of mentally let go of, do I need to worry about this? Am I sitting right? Do I have my shirt fixed? Am I saying the right words? Once he let go of that and just spoke, from lack of better words, from his gut, I started grabbing what he needed, and what kind of content we can use later on in the future. And he still running campaigns and, strategies on this content for a while. My goal with what I'm doing currently for not my clients, but kind of why Steven called me up for this is showing people that the basic knowledge and creating content is basic, and it doesn't need to be complicated. And I want to encourage and help people get past that. Is my lighting good? Is this the right camera? Does my sound work? All that stuff, because that is a distraction that can easily. And I know everyone's probably thinking that views this. Well, you've been doing it 15 years. It's easy for you. No, it truly is easy to learn basics once you got them down, to apply them to anything that you have, any kind of iPhone. Robert uses the iPad all the time. Anything that you have, you can apply it and create that content with confidence.
And do you teach, or do you teach, or do you just do the work yourself, or do you do a combination of both?
Combination of both.
He's working on his course.
That's exactly it.
Which I keep dabbing at him.
And
definitely given me some ideas, and even a question. When people want to lose weight, do they want to get thin, or do they want to get healthy? I almost think first they want to get thin, but there's
two parties. Yeah. I would say there's two parties, and I speak from experience myself. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. You ever see that documentary?
Yeah.
I dropped 60 pounds on that. That was a 45-day fast. And my whole thing was, being self-employed. I didn't have insurance back then. And I was getting chest pains. I was getting needles under the feet. My knees were aching. I was much heavier, and it scared me. And I knew that, I distinctly remember laying down on my bed one night, the same night that I found Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and feeling the chest, feeling that compression, and thinking that, my kids were babies, back then, or they're still my babies, but knowing that there's a possibility I could not be here for them. Right. So that scared me. And it wasn't to get thin. It was to get healthy because I knew I didn't have insurance and I better put my best foot forward. Now, my wife wants to wear and go to stores and pick whatever dress she wants. And she wants to be thin. So I've seen it go on two different groups.
I think it's healthy for the ones who've gotten
strategies. You have to think about that.
I have like 4 pages of notes so far. And I know I'm like, I shouldn't be taking notes. I should just be listening because I can come back and watch this over again.
I was going to say, you do know it's being recorded.
Yes, I will. And I will come back and watch it. And I will share it with other people as well that I think
So can I ask about the video that you do have that in question, whether you should use it or not?
What did you want to see it? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, what was it? Probably can't show it right now, but was it an iPhone video? Was it you in your room, out and about in a car?
I used BeLive, and it was in a Facebook group.
Gotcha.
Were you being interviewed, or were you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I just spoke. I did use my phone. Now to come to think about it, because I wasn't an admin in that group, so I couldn't put the BeLive in there. So I used my phone for that. And it was no interview. It was just me talking. And I just felt like I wanted to share with these people because I know they're struggling with wanting the donuts. That is a big thing. You can have all the head knowledge, and a lot of people in that group do, because we've all studied under a doctor who taught everything about. But if you can't do what the doctor is saying, the head knowledge is nothing. And as a carb addict, that was my challenge. I couldn't make a healthy decision.
See, with everything you said, I see so many different avenues you can be using as content. I mean, not just about the product itself, but you even just said in your head.
Yeah.
So there's willpower. Do you want to change, first off? So that's part of your content right there. Having content about wanting the change, getting to that bottom rock. Jason said he was aching, his feet, and this, and then he caught this thing, and it was enough to push him over the edge to say, I need to make a change. I was listening to somebody last night. You guys might know her, Steve and Jason. Monica. She's part of Ryan's Hustle group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monica Del Diamond. And she was talking about this is, listen, as business people, it's time. We need to do this now. And I wrote something in there to the extent of, if you want to do something, she was like, then go do it. And I said, I wrote real fast as I could on our Facebook Live, because I know there's a 15, 20-second delay. I'm like, no, you don't want it. Want is a dream. You're going to do it means you're going to execute and actually do it. So in your sense, when we're talking about weight loss and health, everybody wants to lose weight. I don't know anybody really that I've met that doesn't. If I asked them, do you want to lose weight in a serious conversation? And they would say no. Everybody wants to. You're trying to find the ones now that are at that point.
That they're going to.
I have to. I need to. I need to change the way I am. And that's part of what the strategy is too, because you want to weed out. You don't want to spend a lot of time on the wanting people.
Right.
You'll have 25 conversations at once.
Yeah.
And finally get to one that's going to say, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. Whatever you tell me. Yeah.
So real quick, talking about content creating or content creation. If you have that video on your phone, I would encourage maybe taking that video off the phone, put it onto a computer, or even get an application. There's all different types of video editing applications out there. Make a small clip for Instagram and also put that up on your page and on your brand. But before, I encourage all brands, it doesn't matter who it is. Before you do that, I would make sure that you have some kind of identifier that you can put your logo, your brand somewhere on the screen for two purposes. One, it makes people stay honest from ripping your stuff off because your identifier is on there. It helps the honest be honest. And two, it's a quick, like an icon recognition. So if they see it one time and then they see it again and they see it for the third time, you're starting to implement a branding technique, not a marketing technique, but a branding technique. And I would cut that up and put it on your page, and just tighten up the footage and play around with it. On top of that, I would definitely encourage taking your phone, whatever camera, and start taking pictures of things that you think apply to this product or your brand specifically. For example, if we're talking about sugar for losing weight, trying to avoid the temptation, but if you come across food that really is a temptation, why not take a picture of it? Because everyone that struggles with that immediately can connect with that. That is a temptation. The donut, the pizza, the cheese, the oil, the butter, all that stuff, the carbs, the fries, and just start trying to see what connects with people. And then like Bobby did before, he started dropping some hashtags on there and start putting those hashtags within your Instagram to see where's your tribe or people at. That's what I would do if I was going to start testing.
It depends what platforms you're on too.
Right.
That's
the second question that I ask clients. Where do you feel most comfortable to build that confidence to continue to create that content?
See, I phrased the question differently. Where is your clientele?
There you go.
What platform do you think your clientele are hanging out on? Because it doesn't pay to go to LinkedIn if your clientele's not there.
Yeah. I feel like I have two audiences.
I'm comfortable on it, but if my clientele's not there, you're spinning your wheels.
Right. My clientele are on Facebook because it's the over 45 group. But I still am on Instagram because as a network marketer, I would like to attract younger people for the business aspect, and they're on Instagram. That's how I feel. So I'm more comfortable on Facebook because I'm in the category that I'm trying to reach. I'm the older person.
But don't underestimate the younger crowd too, because there are many of them that want to lose weight too.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. I want them for two reasons.
Because one of the best thing about multi-level marketing is people that use the product will sell it better than people that just try to get involved with it.
Yes. Yes. Yes, all the time.
This is a fascinating conversation. I'm going to watch the replay. Never mind you, Diana.
Well, that's
you never know when Jason and I get on the thing together. We get into these great conversations.
This is just a subtle hint, and if anybody takes it up, all good. I am actually looking for, when I find the right piece here, just a minute. I'm seeking a co-host for this show, which runs on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, and I have a very open mind, and I'm not. That's all I'm saying.
No, what happened?
That might be all he wants to say.
No, I just want to know. I know who the co-host was.
I'm going to be honest here and say I want to give a big shout out to Tina Shang, who's been the co-host of this show since it began, but in the real world now has a job which has the hours of 8 a.m. through to 2 p.m. and therefore isn't available for a noontime show. So to Tina, thank you. We're still working together, but we just don't won't be doing this show together. So that's my commercial over. And I'm just seeking a co-host or co-hosts even for this show, which goes out 12 p.m. Eastern.
What are the qualifications they need? I might want to do it.
I'm open to all ideas. There are no qualifications other than the ability to actually talk. That's I mean, basically,
boy, that opens up a door.
Right, and not necessarily to talk on topic. I mean, that doesn't matter either. It is a talk show, and we generally can talk about anything. And today's been fascinating, talking about content creation. I'd love to talk about content creation some more. I'm just being subtle here. Anyway,
I saw where that was going, Jason.
Yeah, I said that.
That was a subtle, like, Jason, Rob, you coming back soon? Well, because Jason and I work on opposite ends of it. He's like, he's more of the producer of video content and that, or live streaming even too. And I'm more of the back end where I can help produce, but I'm more of strategy, getting your content calendar together, consistency. I'm more of doing it. So the two of us, that's why we actually like each other, because we don't cross over too much until he gets into his course.
No, the course hopefully someday will be just lighting. I think a lot of people struggle with lighting, and you don't have to.
All right. Okay. And John Upton's just come up with the job description or the job requirements, and it's just a pulse in a thick skin. Because we don't often get any flack from anybody who's watching the show, but it just helps to read.
And you know what's ironic? I'm sorry, I didn't even get your first name.
Diana.
It's funny that you had said, when you said, well, I look at my target on Facebook, because with women 45 and older. And I'm thinking back when I joined Facebook, which was almost a little over 10 years now. That wasn't even an idea of 45 and older on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was all 20s, maybe some 30s. And how in 10 years, the majority has become the higher end now.
Yeah. And the kids left because their moms came. The moms and dads came, so the kids left.
They're still here. They're just quiet.
Yeah.
Which is surprising, but.
Right. And I think what YouTube is probably young, isn't it?
No.
Predominantly? No?
No, it's a full spectrum.
I was going to say it's pretty even. I mean, from my 11-year-old to me to. There's something for everybody on YouTube. And
I'll be honest with you, I think the reason why is because that name is branded so well that all ages connect to, and they understand what YouTube is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a huge audience.
I definitely use it a lot to learn how to do things.
Right, the other thing you have to be able to do as a co-host of a show is, if it goes quiet, you've got to be able to step in, talk about anything for a few minutes while everybody takes a breath. And just doing that, just to say that at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, it's myself and RJ Redden, and we'll be talking about messenger bots. And we all know RJ, and she's fun to work with. I've got to tell you this, that she knows her stuff. There's no blarney. There's just hard work, hard graft, and common sense going to building her messenger bots. And she's here tomorrow, and we'll continue to build the messenger bot for the live video hub. And that's the live video hub where this show is being broadcast at the moment. And what we're trying to do on that show tomorrow is to actually show off the discovery engine, because the problem up until now has, if you've got live videos being found, and go back to the days of Blab, anybody could find you because Blab had a great front page because it was by topic and it just worked. Now it's very difficult to find anybody, and the Live Video Hub brings 139 shows together on one page, so you don't have to visit 139 pages to watch them. You can watch them all in the same place. But then the thing is, well, what are the shows about? So the discovery engine breaks it down into 5 categories, then into subcategories, so you can actually find out a topic you're interested in. And if you're interested, for argument's sake, in business coaches, and you want to learn from business coaches who are doing live video, then you can go into business coaches, you'd find 12 people providing business coaching services, including Robert, and you'd then be able to go on and watch their show. So that's tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, and myself and RJ. All right, everybody caught the breath? Ready for round 2?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, was there any more questions? Because I never have the opportunity to. Is there any other questions that someone may have? Or Diana, if you have anything as far as creating content or problems that you might have, because I would love to know where people kind of struggle with or what I can help with.
I could probably ask questions all day. I have Camtasia, so I can actually create my own videos. Mm-hmm. And what size would you do them for Facebook or for Instagram? Do you have specifics on what size?
I always default to HD 1920 by 1080 because that is a 16:9 ratio. Mm-hmm. And I will always be able to grab something from that. So if I'm going to make content for YouTube and Facebook, I know that if I get a screenshot of the video on a frame, it's already there. It's the right size. It's the right dimensions. I can drop my text on and I can use it. I believe, does Facebook accept 1080 or is it still 720 for 720. Upload? For upload?
Oh, upload, they do 1080 now.
Yeah. So yeah, you can push up to 1080 on Facebook also. So yeah, those are the dimensions I would stay with, and even on Instagram.
You can still use the same dimensions for Instagram because when you upload it from your phone, remember, even though there is a backdoor of way doing it on the desktop, I don't suggest it to anybody right now. Even if it's not square, if you want to do the 1080 by 1920, there's a little arrow button in the corner in the lower left side that if you click it, it then opens it up so that you can have a landscape video on it. So you can still be able to do that. Actually, I just put one up this morning. But what you also have to remember is, yes, the size and everything with Camtasia, but also remember you have timelines.
And what are they?
Video up on Instagram, it has to be under 60 seconds.
Right. So what I would do, a very easy way to accomplish that, I think, would be to, if you have your video and you're going to push it up, if you push up to, say, Dropbox or something that you can grab for your phone, from your phone, then I would pull it back down to the phone. If you're trying to get it off your computer onto your phone, and then I would hone in on that 60 seconds of that clip and make that kind of like a teaser to have people go and find the full video.
I use Camtasia, Diana, and what I've done, I use Camtasia, and what I do a lot of times is, because with my interview shows or with other things, if I want to put a teaser out, like Jason is saying, I will have it start at a certain point, have my little description, and then the last 5 to 10 seconds, I actually fade it to black with words coming in to say, to see the full video.
Right.
Because what you're doing is you have 60 seconds total to grab these people and get them over to where you want to send them to. But you also have to remember the most important part of any video or live stream.
They're not going to stay.
You have 10 seconds to get their attention. If you don't get them in the first 10 seconds, bye-bye.
That's if you're selling. If you're, specific call to action. But if you're telling a story, then don't let that influence you. Accept the fact that it's going to be long media. So there's two.
You got to get right into it. Don't, because the old days, and Jason probably remembers this from live streaming, and I know Steven, you probably remember this from Periscope and Blab. We'd go live. All right, we're gonna get going with the subject in just a few minutes. I just want to get a nice big crowd in here. Well, guess what? As some more people come in, more people leave because they're not going to wait. Because they know they can come back.
Yeah.
So you want to start right off. I mean, my biggest thing with live streaming is I introduce, it's Robert Stern, social leader. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you. I'm using that gap because, yes, you're waiting for people live if you're doing it live, but when it goes to video, if you just sit there for 15 seconds, it's kind of like dead space.
Right.
And that's when we all get quiet and Steven has to jump in.
Well,
there's nobody there.
it's wasted space.
Yeah.
Because you should start telling your stories from the beginning. You might have to repeat it later on during the show, but if you actually start forcefully, I mean, when we talk to people about going live for the first time and they say they've got nerves, and we advise use that nervous energy to actually start like a train. Yeah, get the energy into the beginning of the show so that anybody watching the replay you've got to watch. If you've not seen Robert's videos, just watch some of Robert's videos and you'll see the energy at the beginning of the video. And it's still there at the end, amazingly, but it's getting the energy.
I have an idea I have an idea that might actually help people. If somebody is excited or if somebody is afraid, we have the same physical things that happen to us, right? Our palms get wet, our heart races a little bit.
Yep.
If we try to tell ourselves to calm down, that's taking a big leap from one end to the other. But if we tell ourselves, I am so excited, even if what you're feeling is terror and excitement feel the same. So it's not like it doesn't take a whole lot for your body to adjust from I'm really afraid to I'm really excited, but it sure changes the posture a lot to be excited.
I don't know which late night talk show hosts used to do this, but I don't know if it's Johnny Carson or what, but they would take off running, like just for a few meters, they would run, just to shake that off, that adrenaline, and it would help settle them down. Even though you are raising your heart rate, it's just there's something about releasing that anxiety, and that's kind of how we approach when we know that we're putting someone on camera. Is we literally throw them a left curve question that has nothing to do with what we're doing, because it's almost like I need to throw their brain off of what they're facing, so they can reset and relax.
I just do that to myself, so.
A cup of coffee, some caffeine.
Actually, I'm not a caffeine person that much. Just a little soda. Little, not a lot. Yep. Little.
Very cool.
Brilliant. Do you have any more questions, Diana? Or you can work some up for next week as well.
I have all these pages of notes. It's going to take me a minute, but I actually believe I can do it now. And I have been thinking about this for such a long time with getting nowhere, and even asking my team for ideas. And it's like, we don't have any. The great thing that you said was to do the 60 seconds and invite them to, if you want more, and I can use a bot for that. If you want more, just say more.
You can use the bot on Facebook, but if you put it up for Instagram, you just want to have it at the end and tell them where to go, like typed out and stuff like that.
And that's a swiped up, right?
No, it's on Camtasia. You make it all on Camtasia. You cut it. You add the little box at the end, the wording. You could swoop in if you want or whatever. Produce it, and you can produce it at 1080, and then boom, you can upload it.
And just keep in mind when creating your content, really explore developing your look, because that's what you have to stand behind. That look can be whatever. Who knows? It's just whatever you connect with. Because at least if one person, you, connect with it, then there will be people that will see that, feel that, and know the genuineness of, okay, this is her look. This is how she approaches me. This is how I can expect this. It's not like she's putting on a something of a front. Mm-hmm. There's your look that you feel comfortable with.
If you've just joined us, and as some people have, if you want to rewind to the beginning, you find a masterclass on how to do content marketing, which has been provided by Robert and Jason. And Diana, all the questions really got everybody fired and going, and it's just this rhythm to the show which virtually never ever stopped. But we're coming towards the close of the show now. So
no, she said she had more questions for the day. We have to stay here.
We've got to stay. All right, then. Diana, the floor is yours. What do I know?
So would you gentlemen look at what I create once I have it ready and give me some feedback?
Sure. Absolutely.
Just be wary, though, if you send it to both Jason and I.
It'll be two different ones.
They get two different opinions.
I actually like that. It's so hard to get opinions. Seriously, you ask people and they're like, oh, that's great. That doesn't help me. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't ever help me to just say that's great. What didn't you like? Yeah. Where did I lose you? That's what I want to know.
I used to use the example for realtors that, and Jason will get a kick because I know his wife's a realtor. That if I had a house to sell and I brought in 10 different home inspectors.
Oh my gosh.
The reports for those 10 inspectors,
completely
only 50% of it will be the same. The other 50% will be completely different things. So when you want it, get opinions about a blog you wrote or a video you made or things like that. The more people you ask, the more different opinions you might get.
Because you know what opinions are.
Yes,
they're the cheapest form of flattery.
But yeah, and actually, I'll take it one step further. If you want, if you can send me that file or that video that's in question, I'd love to take a look at it. Maybe chop something up for you for your platforms.
How do I reach you? Just ask Steven. He'll give it to me behind the scenes.
Sure.
Actually, I think, didn't you write guest, Jason, in the comments?
No, Steven gave me a link this morning.
Ooh.
No, we've prearranged everything. Jason commented on the show last week. Let's tell a story. And we don't want anything to read into this. Jason made a comment on the show he watched last week and said he would love to come on and talk about content.
I did.
So I invited Jason today. Yes, you did.
I did. That's right.
Yes, you did.
Well, I'm going to share this content with a lot of the leaders in my industry because I think that everything that you've shared is beneficial for all of us. We all are kind of lost. And are either of you looking for clients?
Right now, I'm looking for followers. I'm looking to find the people that I can help. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the best thing is a lot of times I take the ones that don't know what to do from the beginning and I get them set up a strategy. And if they want to go into really nice video content, Jason!
Yeah, I can see that you guys are a great team.
It's that East Coast conference. It's that East Coast thing we do.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Diana, where are you?
I'm outside of Chicago.
Okay. I'm up in New Jersey, right outside of New York City.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Wiltshire. I'm in Wiltshire, in England.
I'm going to have you mail me some pizza from New Jersey.
No,
Steven,
I'd rather get you the bagels from New York.
Oh, really?
Steven, I have to ask.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask for a while. Is that a chessboard behind you in the corner?
It is. It's a chessboard.
Is that brass?
It is, yes.
Oh, wow. I like it. This is me being picky. I love it when you put a light on it. It's kind of cool that it just kind of draws your eye. I've always wanted to ask you if I was correct on that. Sorry.
I'll feature
I
it on
think that's very funny because guess what Rainer and I played last night?
Chess.
There you go.
And she's getting very good at it.
Excellent. The Game of Kings teaches logic, and well, it's one of the greatest competitive games there is.
It's all about strategy.
It's strategy. You can't win.
Sorry, Jason.
You had to. I hear you.
Brilliant. Diana, thank you for joining us today. And
thank you very much. This has been a gift from God to me to be here.
And I'm sure that Robert and Jason will be able to help you. Gentlemen, thank you, as always. To everybody who's watched today, thank you for watching today. And we'll see you again, or I'll see you again next Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking for a co-host. Anybody know one? And take care. Have a great week. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye. All right, so.